Hi guys, this is your boy Martin from MartinTheVlogger.com/shop, and today another fast video. It's a video on how to change the oil. We will do it on one of our Rykers that we have in our tour and rental agency, toursontree.com. And it's very easy job, so very fast video. However, it can save you a lot of money in the labor cost. So what you need, how to do it, and some tips and tricks. And one thing I don't think anybody else is really using when doing oil change. This is what you will find out in today's video. Now guys, enough of this. Let's get started. So if you're now watching this video and thinking like, shall I do the oil change? Shall I not? I'm telling you, go for it. Go for it because it's not a rocket science. Basically, what's the oil change all about is having the correct place, not knowing, but disposal of the bad oil or used oil. That's very important. 3, having the correct tools. 4, buying the oil change kit. And 5, not forgetting about point 5. It's actually correctly checking the oil level, but I will get to that point. Now, not only that you will save money, and write me into comments how much the places where you go, how much they do charge you in labor only, okay? Because I will get to the oil change kits very soon, like how much they are and what you need, but tell me in the labor how much people do charge you for changing the oil. And also, apart from this, you will learn something new about your Ryker, and I think that's the most important and most interesting thing what you can actually do if you haven't done oil change before. So, what you need, I'll start here. That's like I have 4 Rykers, I have a Spider, so I have a big, like what's the reservoir or you know, the thing where I'm refilling with the old oil. It's very, well, come on, it's according to all environmental standards, so I'm using this one, and then I go to a place and dispose properly the oil. You will need a bucket, of course, and what else? Well, because I'm having more Rykers, these are the 2 of 4, I'm buying bigger buckets or bigger options. This is 1 gallon. It's more than enough for 1 oil change kit of the Ryker 900. Ryker 600 needs less oil. What you will then need, you need a oil filter. So that's clear. What you can do in case you don't want or you don't have, I recommend you, in case you have more Rykers or more Spiders, go for this bigger option. In case you have just 1, this is, I believe, something like 62 euros. For 900, it's around 72 or something like that. And it contains everything that you need. And what is very nice about it, it's that there is right spot on amount of oil that you will need. Correct tools. So basically, torque wrench. Do you need it? You not? I would say yes. This one is from regular bicycle shop. It's more than enough. We will need torque 15 Newton meters and 30 Newton meters. So I'm using this one. You will need socket size 17, and you will need socket size, I believe it's 10. Yeah, so socket size 10. You will need something like this, like extender. And my advice here is, it's a dirty job. So of course, paper towel is a good use. But my advice, or what I'm doing, is that I have separate tools for oil changes because they will be smelly, even though I like it, but they will be smelly, they will be dirty, they will be greasy. So this is my dirty box for oil change kit. You will need a filler, so it's all fine. Of course, there is one, it's like this, in the Ryker, but I like to extend it and to be more comfortable with something like this. And what you can see here is actually, I think that not a lot of people is using, if anybody, but I call it sucker. So it sucks oil from the oil reservoir, where is the oil filter. So I try to remove as much as possible of the dirty oil in there. It has cost me in the discount shop something like 22 euros. I just bought 2 directly because it's great help, and you will see how I'm using it. So this is what you need. Now let's, oh, we need to go out. We need to start the bike for about 4 or 5 minutes. Now a few things towards, I don't like it, but towards health and safety. Maybe these wooden brakes or whatever they are, they're not the best way to show and talk about health and safety, but you need to raise the bike and you need to have a warm oil. So these are the 2 things about the health and safety. So make sure that bloody thing will not fall down on you, because you will need to go under the bike, of course. In case you need to raise the bike, it doesn't matter if you will use ramps or something like this, or lifts, whatever. In case you need to lift the bike, in front is right over here, where is the A-arm. At the back, it's on the CVT side, where it's the end of the exhaust. Here is the thing. You can raise the bike against this at the back. So please, guys, hopefully you're all adult. Hopefully you have all common sense. I'm not giving you any advice. Just please make sure it will not fall down on you. Now 2, it's about, we needed to, of course, run the bike for, I told you, 4 or 5 minutes in cold weather conditions. It's plenty. You don't need to run it more. However, of course, when we will undo the bolts from the bottom of the bike, there will be a oil leaking on your hand. So make sure it's not super, super, super hot. How I check it? Well, here's the reservoir, where is the oil filter. We will get there later. But if I'm able to hold my hand on it very safely, I can still feel it's nice and warm, but it's not super hot that I cannot touch it. For me, doesn't mean it's for you as well. Good, but for me, it's correct working environment, and I can put my hands and oil on my hands with no problem. So let's undo the bolts and have this ready. Have your paper towels ready. Have your bucket or thing where you will drop the old oil, and have socket size 10 and size 17 ready. Okay, first we will use socket size 17, let the oil drop, then we will use size 10. Now where to focus? So my brake is here. And go. Let me see if I can show it to you. Where it is? Here it is. No. Here it is. So you see the bigger bolt and the smaller bolt. Okay. So first I will undo this. Let the oil leak. And when it's not leaking so much, I'll undo this one and continue with oil filter. Try to make sure that you will not drop your bolt into the dirty oil, or some of these sockets. Happens to me more frequently than you might think. Now guys, let me show you why this bike has 2,500 kilometers, which is something like 1,800 miles, something like that. And that's exactly when I'm changing my oil always on the new bikes. On the Rykers, always. Even on my Spider, I did the same thing. You have 2 screws there. This was the size 10, but this is the magnetic drain plug. Now, of course, you can remove this one. We will get a new bushing or new spacer, whatever it is, in the oil kit, oil filter kit. Now have a look. Have a look how dirty this is, and let's speed up the video. So all of this basically, what you have seen, I have cleaned from this magnetic drain plug. It's basically dirt that comes from how your engine was processed or manufactured. You know, there are still small, tiny metal pieces that will stick on this magnetic drain plug, which is a great thing. But I simply like to remove the whole oil, change the oil when the bike is new, in order to remove all of these debris from there. Of course, BRP has very good statistics. They know why they tell you. In Europe, we have 5,000 kilometers first oil check, and then every 10,000, but I will never do it. 2,500 kilometers is my first oil change, and then I'm changing oil every 7,500 or 8,000 kilometers. I don't care. It's not worth to risk anything. I like my bikes. I preserve them. I help them. They help me. So investing 70 euros into changing the oil is nothing compared to happy bike, happy wife, happy rider. All right, now we will work on this oil filter reservoir. I'll make sure you still have that bucket under the bike because there will be more oil leaking. You will need this extender and T27, and there are 3 bolts. 1, 2, and third one you cannot see, but you will need to simply just move the tube from the coolant on the side. And have your paper towels ready, or a rag, whatever, because it's gonna be a greasy job. And make sure it will, the torques will not fall down, because again, it happens more often than you might think. Now the sucker basically comes to the game. It works on the battery that you have on the bike. So just plug it in, and I drop this end into the place where I have the oil, and simply now I will just suck as much as possible of those leftover dirty oil that is in the reservoir. That's it basically. Alright, now when you are sure that there is no more oil leaking from your bike, take the oil filter, open it. There is bushings. We will need them a little bit later. There is a rubber O-ring. We will need it now. And of course, there is your new filter. Alright, so now what I have prepared, this is the jar full of fresh oil. Oil filter, O-ring, and there is the lid. So what I will do now, you need to grease the oil filter from outside and from inside, and grease a little bit of this O-ring. So now what you need to do, you need to put the oil filter back. This is the bottom part, and basically this is where is your lid. Put it there. Don't super hard push it, but you will need to a little bit push it. There is nothing like click or whatever, but you will feel it's there. And you will need your lid with the new O-ring. Put it on top, and you're good to go with this part of the job. Now in order to close the oil filter cap, properly, you have 3 bolts there. Try to do them equally. Try to not go with one bolt all the way down and tight it. Just try to go at least 2 times in a row. So there is nothing like the position is very correct and the lid will close equally. And now in terms of torques and torque range, basically how to set it up. The rule is very simple. It's 10 for the screws on the oil filter cap. 15 is the smaller bolt from underneath of the bike, and 30 is the bigger one. This is in the book, they say it's 9 plus minus 1, so I say 10 is here, 15 is the smaller underneath of the bike, and 30 is the bigger one. Guys, I know you're watching this video and you would like to get all of the infos, but trust me, this book is very useful, well, sometimes, but especially for oil change. You have all the Newton, all the torques, you have number of liters for each engine, so it's very nice to open it and have it ready. Hopefully I don't have to go under the bike and show you how to do this, but you need to return back the bigger bolt underneath of the bike, the smaller bolt as well. You have the bushings, put a little bit of the tiny bit of the oil around, and don't forget this one, it's 30 Newton meters, and this one it's 15. Also, don't forget to clean the hole where the screws from the oil, so don't forget to do that. Now we will pour in the oil. As you can see, here is the extra filler, but of course I have one dirty already, so I'll use mine. Remove this one, put this in. I like to extend it because it's much more user friendly. And now of course, in case you have the kit that is from me or from BRP directly, you can just fill it in, and the kit is precise on oil. In case you will have that bigger option that I have, you need to put 3.2 liters in the 900 engine. Do not overfill, do not put less, just be sharp. This is it. I mean, again, in case you have that kit, I put it back to the shop, but in case you have that kit from BRP, you don't really need to check the oil, but I'll show it to you in a minute how to check it, all right? Of course, you need to take your bike out and let it run for, let's say, 2-3 minutes. It's not really, it's recommended that you go for a spin, but it's not really needed. From the beginning, you will hear something like a rattling when you kick the bike, or when you start the bike. It's because all of the oil is going through the systems. Don't worry about it. Of course, don't forget to put away the old oil in the correct way. And a couple of questions, quite frequent questions, like of course you need to change the oil at least once a year. There is a kilometer kind of marker when you need to change it. And then there's usually a question, shall I change it before, like in the winter, through around the Christmas time, whatever, or shall I wait till the beginning of the season and to have a fresh oil? Come on, guys. My rule, kind of, or my routine for past 7 years, I change the oil in the winter time, around Christmas time, just because I have a little bit of the free time. And when the riding season comes, when the spring comes, I don't want to be doing anything else, just going outside and testing my new upgrades or whatever, but not changing the oil. Last thing, how to properly check the oil level is, of course, you need to go open this air intake panel. Go outside. I will not do it. I will not really show you how to do it, but go outside, of course, and let your bike run for 2-3 minutes to warm up, so the bike will be warmed up. But be careful. When you turn off the bike, you have only, like, on some Rykers, I don't even have bloody 10 seconds. Because there is something like a reservoir where the oil is, and you have only 10 seconds to correctly measure your oil level. So that means you turn it off, you have to be very, very fast, like undo this, clean it, where it is. Clean your marker or checker, clean it, put it back, and before you will hear like, you need to put it back in. Put it back in. Then you will usually already hear that kind of sound, okay? And then you can check what is your oil level, okay? Of course, this way what I did right now, because the bike was not on at the moment, is not correct. What I usually do at my oil changes, and if it's my bike, not really a customer's bike, so the bike stays here overnight, I check the oil level next day. I really give it a good warm up, and so all the oil, all the bubbles and everything, all the oil is in the system. Sit down, so I can on 100% I can say I have the correct amount of oil inside. Guys, yeah, and of course, again, in case you buy the kit, the full box, you don't have to worry, you will be most probably spot on. So guys, and this is your marker, you need to be where it is. You need to be right in the middle. There is minimum, maximum. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this kind of videos help you. In case you need anything from my shop, MartinTheVlogger.com/shop. I ship worldwide. I'm the largest European shop for original OEM parts and aftermarket parts, and also toursont3.com, the coolest tour and rental agency in Europe. toursont3.com. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, survive the winter and always have fun.